Hey, what's up guys? Thank you so much for joining me today on the third day in this month of metal. Today's featured band is Fear Factory. They were a big influence on me in the late 90s, early 2000. I discovered them when I was watching a VHS of the movie Hideaway. I think that's a Dean Koontz novel. A big Dean Koontz fan. But it was that song Scumgrief. When Scumgrief came on, I had to look it up, and then I went out the next day. I got their EP. Fear is the Mindkiller, which, even though it's an EP, I'm going to say that's my third favorite album of theirs. That was the very first thing I've got of theirs. And I was an automatic fan. One of the really cool things that happened was I included in my book Brightside, and I got it signed by Burton C. Bell, which is really cool. Got to meet him 2012, right when this book came out. I think I got my advanced copy. This isn't the real cover. That same day, and then he was bartending. He was a special guest bartender at this club in, I think, Burbank, or bar in Burbank, and it was really cool. Got to sit there, talk to him a little bit. Seemed like an awesome guy. Signed the book. The reason I had him sign is because there's this one part in it where it's the main character Joe. It's a flashback to when he is 13. So here's what happened in this. All right. I was 13 and we were in the car when Dad ripped off my headphones and chucked them into the back seat. You think I want to listen to that crap? It's not crap. You're going to blow your ears out, and mine. I forgot he could hear my quiet rage, the screaming, blasting thoughts. Dad blew out a long breath of decaf and was much calmer when he said, "You really think you need to listen to that stuff?" I hit stop so I didn't waste the batteries. I liked them. Dad grabbed my Walkman, slid out the tape, held it up so he could read it. Fear is the Mindkiller. Funny. It wasn't funny. It was power. It blocked out the rest of the world. 3 men punishing their instruments, their fans, themselves. Saying the stuff I wanted to, but didn't know how. I didn't bother telling Dad any of that because he wouldn't get it. I held up my hand and said, maybe I like noise. Maybe it's better than the most of the crap I hear in your head. So it goes on a little bit longer, but that was just my way of, including them into my art. They definitely made a big impact on me. I remember my parents always hating my music. I don't know if I was still at home when I found them. No, I wasn't, but they hated metal. So that's why I threw that in there. So my favorite songs off of that album, for sure, Scumgrief, the Deep Dub Trauma Mix, and Martyr. I did get Soul of a New Machine later on, but I don't know. Those two songs are definitely my favorite. I went back later on and got Concrete too, their first album. I've got to admit, that one just, I don't know. There weren't any songs that I really enjoyed on that album. That was one of their only ones that I just felt that way. That was the least listened to out of all the CDs I have of theirs. What else we got? Oh, next up, Demanufacture. For sure, that's my favorite album by far. The one I listen to more than anything else. That and Remanufacture, I don't know if I should say equally as good, but it was just something cool, it was different, but I definitely like those a lot. Top songs on Demanufacture, we're going with Demanufacture, Replica, and HK, Hunter Killer. I'm a huge Terminator fan, and I think that's just an awesome song. Off of Obsolete, I have those 3 songs as Edgecrusher, Obsolete, and Shock. I don't know if I cared for, I didn't like that one as much as Demanufacture, but it was still a solid album, really good. Digimortal, Linchpin was my favorite song off of that one. Back the Fuck Up, and No One. Archetype and Transgression, although I have those albums, I honestly didn't listen to them a lot. I think I was kind of just going a different direction with music at that time. But then when Mechanize came out, I really enjoyed that one. Top songs on that one, Fear Campaign for sure, Christploitation, and Mechanize. Next album was Industrialist. Went with the title track as my favorite on that. Recharger, New Messiah. And then on their last one, Genexus, title track, and Soul Hacker. But again, I don't know. I just kind of fell off. I think I needed that music when I was, I don't know, at that point in my life. Oh, and another one of my favorite albums is Hate Files. Might be a strange pick, but there's all kinds of, I just love their remixes. They do a lot of cool stuff with their remixes. There's a song on here, Demolition Racer. If I ever hear that and I'm driving, it's probably kind of dangerous, because there was a game, Demolition Racer, that song was on, and whenever I would hear that song, I just want to crash into people. So luckily I haven't done it yet, but I also don't listen to that while I'm driving anymore because of that reason. Yeah, I was kind of bummed to see that Burton's out of the band now. I don't know if that's going to be the case or whatever. He has his other project, Ascension of the Watchers. I kind of dig them. Really cool Sound of Silence cover. I've heard that one. The kids like it a lot. I have their album. But yeah, he's a super talented vocalist, artist. I really like what he did with the Industrialist comic book. I have that somewhere, just don't have it here. In fact, Burton, if you're watching this, let's do Try Not to Die. We already talked about it. Let's do it. You can do it. Come on. I think it'd be awesome. Yeah, one of my goals is to co-author my Try Not to Die series with different metal artists. He's definitely one that I would like to tap into his brain. I think he's got all kinds of awesome stories. He would be fun to create with. Maybe one day it will happen. What else? I didn't get the chance to see Fear Factory. I think maybe only like once or twice at Ozfest. And I don't remember those times because I was probably too faded. So I don't have the fun concert memories that I had with Machine Head and other bands like that. But they definitely made a big impact on me. I enjoy their music. I'm glad to be able to share it. I would love to hear what albums you guys like the most, what songs you guys like the most. So please let me know. All right. If you enjoyed this, be sure to like it and subscribe. We got 27 more days of metal coming up. All right, guys. Later.